Tuesday saw a cooking and cupcake update for The Sims 4. Hello, my name is Jennifer and welcome to my Sims 4 news video. I'm going to cover what was new, what was fixed, what the mod impact was, and any new issues since the update. So The Sims tweeted, "Freed cupcakes, recipe filtering, and bug fixes are here in today's base game update. Head in game and check out the new updates." So I have the update notes here, and you can see there the update was Bon Appetit, and it shows you the update numbers, which is actually really useful to have if you're ever trying to make sure that what version of the game that you're playing and that you updated the game properly. So moving along to what was new. So it said, today's update has a variety of improvements across different features in the game. The recipe UI has received a well-deserved update, bringing filtering to your fingertips. Now you can filter recipes by all, vegetarian, lactose-free, meat, seafood, and sweets. So you can see that. I have seen a report, and there is a bug report for this, that the console players can't toggle the filters. So that is rather unfortunate. Hopefully they're able to fix that soon. I will link to the bug reports down below, and if they come across them as I'm talking here, I will mention them and then go over them a little bit more where necessary at the end. So one thing I did know with this, and I don't know that there's a bug report because there is already a bug report, is that it seemed a little bit more laggy when I was pulling up the cook menu when I went to cook with my Sims, which I kind of wondered if that was going to happen, because instead of just bringing the all list up, now you have all and then the filters on top of that. But I don't know that it was significantly more laggy, but it just felt a little bit more laggy when I was pulling it up. But there's an old bug report for that, so that's not new. It just seems like a little bit more with this update. So then, of course, we have the Let Them Eat cupcakes. So the update included freeing the sweetest treats, cupcakes. Your Sims can now prepare delicious cupcakes by using an oven, in addition to the traditional method of using the whipped dream Cupcake Factory. Plus, toddlers can now experience the joy of eating a delicious cupcake, which I didn't realize they couldn't do previously. But I barely made cupcakes, so that's not surprising because I never used that big cupcake machine, which some people were concerned that was going to become obsolete and removed for the game, but it is still there. And actually, if you have Get to Work, there are some things you make on the Cupcake Factory that you still can't make on the oven. So you still need the Cupcake Factory if you want to bake those pastries that you use the Cupcake Factory for. There is a bug report for that. I'm not sure if that was by design, because they did say free the cupcakes. They didn't say free the cupcakes and pastries, but maybe they'll respond and we'll find out. So also, they delve deep into cooking, recipes, and ingredients. Expect to see the quality of food that's prepared better reflect your Sim's skill level, current mood, and appliance quality. Additionally, recipes across cooking, gourmet cooking, and baking skills have been updated to better utilize more of the expected ingredients of the food that's being prepared. One example of these updates, players who own both Cottage Living and Get to Work can use the sugar, flour, and egg ingredients from the former with the baking recipes from the latter. And I wondered about that because it seemed like they were using flour, and that is a Cottage Living thing like in the trailer. The next thing is that they gave Cool Kitchen Stuff Pack some love too. So children's Sims can now scream for ice cream and use the Sweet Tooth ice cream machine, which I'm very happy about. Of course, because children's Sims can't learn the cooking skill, they can only make the level 1 ice cream, or I assume they can't. I didn't actually have my child Sim make it. I just went and selected and saw, oh, they can use it. There's the option, and their level 1 ice creams were there for them. So, and they don't say that children can learn the cooking skill, so I'm guessing that they can't. But still a fun thing that I'm happy to see. And then the other thing that they did with respect to small appliances in the game is that they've added the ability for many different small appliances to be dragged around within the game world while in live mode, as well as being able to place small appliances into your Sim's inventory to take them with you on your travels. And the full list is noted there below, but which will be on the screen because I'll be showing it. So there were 4 microwaves, which I know a couple, or at least one, was already portable because they did that with the Discover University to make it something that you could drag and bring to like a dorm room in university, and you could buy it at like the school kiosk type thing, which is why it needed to be portable. But then there's also Lux drink tray, sugarcane popcorn popper, summer drink tray, the ice cream machine that we already talked about, the fountain of mirth, the gravy fountain Mark IV stand, which I think is also similar to the fountain of mirth. Essentially 3 fountains for drinks. The blazing ladles over the counter oven, and the no space electric oven space saver, which I think I said oven twice. But essentially those last 2 are from Dream Home Decorator, the ones that go on your counter. So they're now portable and you can drag them along. So I did track, not with all of them, but like with the ice cream machine and the popcorn maker, to see whether or not when you dragged it, if you could put it on like a shelf, but you couldn't. It's only possible to drag it into your inventory and put it onto a shelf. So my expectation is those 2 like counter things that are attached to the stand for cooking, that they are like a counter, then that's hence why they can go on them. So we're going to move along to the bug fixes, because that was everything that was new. Now, just as an overview, everything that was on the laundry list did make it onto the bug fix list, and a couple of other things. Not a lot, but a couple. So they do have the garden plants should remain plants instead of turning into piles of dirt. There is already a new bug report. One that I'll link down below is commenting that the plants are resetting so that you don't have all the options on them. But I think from what I could gather, if you traveled or reloaded the lot, essentially, which could also be by going to create a sim and coming out, that everything became available again. I did see one other report that at the time didn't have much traction on it, that they were turning into dirt piles, but I will link to both of them down below. So if you do have any issues, go head over and make your comments there. So the visual effects for traits, and I'm thinking that's also including the occults, should be back, and some text updated for gushing about newborns. Interestingly, not on the list, that or this. Trash fruit will now properly grow from any pile of trash outside, no matter its source. Didn't realize that was an issue, but it kind of makes sense because I think I had some issues. I just hadn't really thought anything about it. And then also calls from other Sims and NPCs should be coming back again. City living, vegetarians should only eat those vegetarian leftovers when they get leftovers. And also they reclassified and updated things so that they should more properly be classified as vegetarian safe when they are, and then they shouldn't be there if they aren't. So now we have the seasons with the bees not being enraged or irritated after applying a mite treatment. So they had said that. Eco lifestyle about the photos after today's patch shouldn't turn black when stored in the storage box. Cottage living, there were some vegetables not recognized as vegetables for recipe ingredients, and that should be no longer the case. And also, with respect to being lactose intolerant, Sims can make more informed choices on if they want to suffer the consequence. They have done a large update to food for a more accurate lactose-free experience. And of course, they do have that lactose-free filter. And then for high school years, set your boundaries. There should be fewer invitations to become BFFs with other friends or other Sims. I can't say I tested that because I disabled that in my game a long time ago. And I never thought to enable it when I was playtesting today after the update. Now for growing together, we have that similar photographs taken following today's patch will no longer turn black when stored in the basic keepsake box and the truly ornate keepsake box. So this is not retroactive. If your photos already went black, it's not going to help with them. I had heard that other things could make the photos black, and they only mentioned these specifically. So I don't know if those other things are actually fixed. I think the bug report has been closed, so perhaps everything has been fixed. So for a horse ranch, that ranch hands should be staying hired until you dismiss them. That was on the laundry list. And then also riders going from using horse barrels or horse jumps to doing something on foot no longer sometimes linger on horseback. That wasn't there, but is here. Wasn't there being the laundry list. And then for a movie hangout, when using the sugarcane popcorn popper, Sims will now have visibility into what cooking skill level they must reach to be able to prepare the various popcorn recipes. My Sims had max cooking skill, so I couldn't tell, but hopefully that is true. So next thing up is some issues that I've seen since the update. So first, that I had already mentioned, is that console players unfortunately can't, or having problems toggling those different filters for the cooking. Also, there are a couple of new reports with respect to issues with plants. One is, like I said, that they're resetting, and there was another one where they were turning to dirt piles. At the time that I'm recording this, there wasn't a lot of traction on those, but that probably takes a little bit of playing for some people to really notice it. I didn't notice it in my own game. I played for like 3-4 sim days, and my plants that my sims had were fine. I was playing mod free, but it was not a new save it was a save I had previously. Another thing is that the standard gas oven by Blazing Ladles, if you use that, that's going to cause you problems, because right now it stops your sims from being able to cook, if you can even see it. I tried placing it and it completely disappeared as soon as I let go. It took the money, and I went into live mode and I tried to cook, but you couldn't see it there. But I had another stove, even with another stove on the lot, it still interfered. And when I then went back into build mode, I had to actually put it in an island, but the same thing happened when I tried to put it in a counter. I had to physically move it to be able to see it again, to then put it into my family inventory, and then I went back out and my sim was able to cook. So having it in the family inventory didn't cause any problems, but having it actually out. So if you have a standard gas oven by Blazing Ladles, which is a Dream Home Decorator oven, one of the ones that inserts without like a stove on top, that can cause problems. But the one that's now portable, one of the two, I had it out on my Sims lot and it didn't cause any problems. I don't remember which one I had, but the fact is the bug report is specifically for this standard gas oven by Blazing Ladles. And then also one thing that I had noted is that if you choose the cook together with option, the cupcakes aren't available. If you just cook individually, they're totally available. I checked. My sims were able to make cupcakes, no problem, except for that my sim parent got interrupted and went to go check on the toddler, so I had to tell her to start cooking again, and she got them made, and the toddler was able to eat them. Yay. And there is another issue noted there. I think I mentioned about someone posted that, the pastries from that Cupcake Factory can't be made on the oven, so there is a bug report for that. I don't know if that's a bug or if that was just they never intended, or an oversight, and maybe they will change and add it. I wouldn't mind having everything on there, because I personally don't really like to have a Cupcake Factory on my lot. It's too big, and I probably would use those things a lot more if I didn't have to have a Cupcake Factory for that. So now the next thing and final thing I'm going to talk about is mods. So first things first, I always follow Loose List, which always was over on the Sims forums, but it has now been moved over to EA Answer headquarters. So two things that this means is, one, you can subscribe for threads to get updated, so you can find out when it gets updated. And the other thing is that it no longer has links to mods that we used to have over on the forums list. She does have like the name and the creator there, so you should hopefully be able to put that into your Google search and find it. And odds are, if you were already using it, you probably had found them previously. But overall, there actually wasn't a huge mod impact with this update. Yay. So here's the list to start with respect to the broken and outdated, and the 15 clubs per sim by King's Ace, and the color sliders for hair, clothes, and accessory by Pancake One and Mizurayuki. They broke. They tend to usually break with most updates. I had actually seen the 15 clubs per sim was updated, and honestly, by the time this video goes live, some of the things that are showing as broken also might be updated then. So you can see a few more there. There is also a few that are obsolete, essentially anything that has to do with cooking cupcakes in ovens. There's I Don't Want to Be Your BFF by Shino Knox, the gardening workaround fix by Little Miss Sam, toddlers can eat cupcakes by Little Miss Sam, and then Bianca has a vegetarian grab leftover fix that shouldn't be needed anymore. There was one that was random text and calls with respect to restoring NPC invites, but it's mostly obsolete. You can leave it installed if you want to push dance parties and bar invites to the weekend, is the note per Kudo. Here's a few that were updated, at least at the time that I'm recording that this. By tomorrow, this will be different, of course. So there were several mods by Little Miss Sam. And so you can see her CurseForge page or her mod updates to see which ones were updated, and whatever wasn't updated is fine. The tool mod got updated, and then there was more interactions to produce Fury for Werewolf that was rebalanced. So the Toddler Creativity Pack crafting table by Bandicam was updated and then cleared by the creator for this patch at this time. You can see them. I'm not going to mention them all, but MC Command Center was updated, both the public version, and I did also see that the Patreon version, which is really still very early days, which is why it's Patreon, because it's still a work in progress, essentially. And anything by Little Miss Sam that wasn't updated is fine. And again, Bandicam, all the mods except for that one was updated, or what ones that have been previously reported as broken. And Turbo Driver Wonderful Whims, and I also heard the 18 plus Wicked Whims was updated, and I don't see this here because it's not actually been cleared by the creator. It has not been updated, but I'm not seeing reports of issues. Is UI cheats or the multi-column mods? I'm not seeing reports of them being broken, and often that comes out pretty much immediately. But still, I would recommend keeping an eye on this post over on EA Answer headquarters that I'm linking down below, just in case that changes. Maybe it's something that's just not as obvious right away. So let me know what you were most excited for in the game update. I'd love to know. But that's going to be it for this video. Likes and comments are always appreciated, and they really help the algorithms. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!